A squadron of 5 U.S. Navy bombers takes off into a clear blue sky. They fly into a patch of ocean and are never seen again. The rescue plane sent to find them also vanishes without a trace. They all disappeared in the deadliest, most mysterious stretch of water on Earth. This is the story of the Bermuda Triangle. In the westernmost edge of the North Atlantic Ocean lies a region roughly bound by the points of Bermuda, Miami, and Puerto Rico. Inside this rough triangle, hundreds of ships and planes have gone missing over the past 100 years. For decades, it's been blamed for swallowing ships and planes whole. But what powerful force is at work in this patch of ocean? Is it something natural or supernatural? To get to the bottom of this mystery, we're going to define the Devil's Triangle. We will examine 3 of the worst cases, look at the most outlandish theories, and then see what science has to say. In 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers took off from the U.S. Naval Air Station in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their destination, the Bahamas. It was a routine training mission for the men of Flight 19. The pilot in command was Lieutenant Charles Taylor. The men flew out into the azure skies above the Caribbean. As they reached their target, they would begin a series of low-level bombing runs. When Taylor made his run, he noticed that the target had moved away from its original position. He checked his instruments, but everything seemed normal. He vectored the group to turn back toward the airbase, but soon the men began to panic. Taylor's radio transmissions became increasingly erratic. "Everything looks strange, even the ocean," he said. "We are completely lost." Then silence. Flight 19 never made it home. To this day, the disappearance of Flight 19 is the most famous case associated with the Bermuda Triangle. In fact, it helped popularize the myth of the Bermuda Triangle. But how does a group of experienced aviators get lost flying over familiar waters? And why do some people believe alien spaceships are to blame? On New Year's Eve 1920, the massive 5-masted schooner Carol Adering was discovered, wrecked and abandoned, on the shoals off the coast of North Carolina. Her bowsprit had broken off, and her sails were shredded. There were no people on board, but lifeboats from other vessels were still in the rigging. Apparently, the crew had tried rowing ashore using lifeboats, yet they too had vanished. The ghost ship Carol Adering remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. And if you want to learn about even more fascinating historical mysteries, stay tuned, because next week we'll be investigating another. In this case, a whole ship just seems to have vanished into thin air. In March of 1918, the massive U.S. Navy cargo ship USS Cyclops left Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on a journey to Salvador, Brazil. The ship, nicknamed the Grey Ghost, was one of the largest ships in the Navy at the time. On board were 306 crew and passengers, including several Army nurses who had just finished serving in World War I. The nurses were being brought home as heroes. The ship was also carrying manganese nodules that were to be used in munitions. The Cyclops had a long journey, so the crew prepared for a long voyage. But when the ship reached the rough waters of the Bermuda Triangle, things got bad. Waves the size of houses tossed the ship around like a toy. Still, there was nothing in the storm that was out of the ordinary. But then the ship's radio went dead, and the Cyclops sent out no signals. The ship simply vanished. No distress call, no sign of trouble, no nothing. The ship just vanished. In the months following the disappearance of the Cyclops, many theories emerged, yet none could explain how a ship of that size could vanish without a trace. Could there be something to the paranormal theories? Things like portals to other dimensions? Perhaps, well, maybe. If you've ever traveled through the Bermuda Triangle, or if you're planning to sail there, you might want to take a few precautions. Over the past century, almost 50 ships and 20 planes have gone missing in the area. That means that almost one ship goes missing in the Bermuda Triangle every year. That's more than anywhere else in the world. So what exactly is going on here? Before we wrap up the case file on the Bermuda Triangle, let's look at some of the most baffling theories. Are the ships and planes of the Bermuda Triangle being abducted by aliens? The late astronomer and UFO researcher J. Allen Hynek believed that they are. He argued that the missing planes and ships were taken by extraterrestrials for study. Could there be some truth to Hynek's theory? It's possible. After all, we don't know what's out there. Another popular theory suggests that the Bermuda Triangle is a portal to another dimension. This theory was made popular by author Brad Olson. According to Olson, the portal is located somewhere in the western part of the triangle. Could there be a tear in the space-time continuum somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle? Maybe. Now let's shift gears from the supernatural to the scientific. What does science have to say about the Bermuda Triangle? First, let's address the elephant in the room. The Bermuda Triangle isn't actually a triangle. It's more of an irregular shape. However, we recalling it a triangle because the word Bermuda Triangle rolls off the tongue better than the words Bermuda irregular shape. Sorry, that's just the reality of the situation. Second, the Bermuda Triangle isn't even in the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, sure, there's the Bermuda part, but the triangle part is really more of a rectangle. The reason we're getting technical is that the Bermuda Triangle has received disproportionate attention compared to other areas of the ocean. Most of the wrecks and disappearances attributed to the Bermuda Triangle actually occurred elsewhere. Of the 50 or so ships lost in the Bermuda Triangle, only a small fraction actually sank inside the Bermuda Triangle. Third, much of the lore of the Bermuda Triangle is based on relatively minor incidents. For example, Flight 19 disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle, but they never actually entered it, and the USS Cyclops disappeared near the southern border of the triangle. Fourth, while some scientists acknowledge that the Bermuda Triangle may be more dangerous than other areas of the ocean, they argue that it's not unreasonably so. The United States Board of Geographic Names stopped using the term Bermuda Triangle in 1975. This was largely due to the efforts of cartographer and oceanographer Arnold M. Topol. He argued that the Bermuda Triangle was a misleading and potentially dangerous concept. He claimed that the area didn't deserve its notoriety. Fifth, many of the incidents in the Bermuda Triangle can be explained by natural phenomena. Rogue waves, gas eruptions, and magnetic anomalies are just a few. Some researchers suggest that extreme rogue waves are to blame. While rogue waves are not unique to the Bermuda Triangle, the area's unique geology may play a role. Methane gas eruptions from the seafloor may also play a role. Massive bubbles of methane can rise up from the seafloor and engulf ships. The waters of the Bermuda Triangle also have powerful magnetic anomalies that can throw off compasses. These anomalies may cause ships to navigate away from their intended courses. But what does this all mean? Does this mean that there's nothing supernatural in the Bermuda Triangle? Not necessarily. It may mean that some of the stories are exaggerated or that some incidents have mundane explanations, but it doesn't mean that everything can be explained. There may well be a few inexplicable incidents in the Bermuda Triangle. This brings us to the heart of the matter. What is the Bermuda Triangle? The Bermuda Triangle is a fascinating mystery. It's a place where ships and planes seem to vanish without a trace. The area is likely more dangerous than other parts of the ocean, but it's not unreasonably so. There are rogue waves, gas eruptions, and magnetic anomalies. These natural phenomena may cause some ships to go missing. However, there may also be a few inexplicable incidents. In the end, the Bermuda Triangle is a perfect storm of harsh weather, geological oddities, and human error, all amplified by legend. Have you ever visited the Bermuda Triangle? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss more mysteries. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the world's greatest mysteries. We pour our passion and countless hours of research into bringing these stories to light. If this investigation captivated your mind, your support truly inspires us to create more. Please consider hitting the like button, share this mystery with a friend, and subscribe to become a founding member of our Whispering Tomes community. We are honored to have you here.